crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs. Today I am kind of experimenting with the new Waffle Flower Envelopes Die. There's like wax seal die, there's like a whole bunch of stuff from the new collection. And I wanted to just kind of keep it basic and make a envelope and decorate that and then have that as the card. In this new Envelopes Die die set, it has this really weird looking thing, but this actually makes an envelope shape, so you can cut the paper however big you want, and then you would use this to cut that envelope shape. So that is what I wanted to do. I was going to cut it out of the letters page. This is from the Photoplay Beautiful Junque, and then we'll have to see, but I might want to flip it around and use this as the flap to the envelope. How I kind of, when I decorate my envelopes, a lot of times I like to put pen and paper on the envelope flap, but we will have to see. Let me cut this out and we will figure out where we're gonna go. Alright, so I cut this out. My sheet of paper is 5.5 by 4, and like I said, you can cut this however you want. This is the effect that it gives for that size. And I'm going to put this on this card base, and it's actually, I made a mistake, but I decided to go with it. It's just a really long side fold. So we're going to do that. So the card base ends up as 6 by 4.5. So I took a 12-inch by 4.5, and then I scored it at 6. So we're going to dress this up a little bit. And like I said, I want to, I think I'm going to flip this. So first I need to snip this off, but then we can see if we like it or not. I like it, and then I'm gonna do the seal here, so I think that that will really pull that together nicely. And it's got some fuzzies on there, and since this one was cut the opposite way, I'm just using my bone folder to kind of smooth down that cut edge that is left from when you use a die cut. Oops, and I just squinched it. Alright, so I wanted to kind of do ink blending on the edges, and the bundled sage looked to be the best match. So I do want this to look like it is folded pieces of paper. So I'm going to ink the edge here, so you get that shadow effect, so it looks like a real envelope. A little darker. Alright, and I think I'm also going to do a little bit of a vintage photo on the side. Okay, I think that's gonna add a lot of depth to that. Yeah, look at how vintagey that looks. All right. Just trying to think if we need a mat behind. Yeah, I think that would be good. Alright, so we need to math here. Alright, so if our paper was 5.5 by 4, we just need to go up 1/4 of an inch. So 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. Alright, so that's good. We have mathed correctly. Alright, so I'm just going to actually go around the edges of this just to kind of tone it down a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna glue this down. Hopefully get it kind of pieced together well here. I think I'll use the glue because then I can at least wiggle it together. Alright, I'm going to take a smidgy off of this side just so it looks a little more even. Two smidgies. Alright. Alright, what is next? What is next? I want to cut out one of these wax seals, and I wanted to cut out some of this foliage to put behind that. So let me get that done. I'll be right back. Alright, I cut out the pieces. I use that same green for the leaves that is for the card base. And this cuts 4 different foliage pieces from one die, so that's pretty awesome. And then for the wax seal looking one, this comes in, it's 3. The smaller one is actually really cool because all you have to do is just fold it over, but the bigger ones are all separate even though they're on the same die. So what I did is I cut the pieces out This one I ink blended on the edges just to distress it a little bit, or vintage it up. And this was from the Beautiful Junque, what do I want to call it? The, just the solids for that. And then I also cut this ring from the same pack. The greens were also from the same pack. And then I cut out the edge out of rose gold and the heart from rose gold. And this is brushed rose from Altenew, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I thought we could put this together. I used my Xyron sticker maker, and I put double-sided adhesive on the back. So I do not like to use liquid adhesive or anything anywhere near like foil cardstock and stuff like that, because if it gets on there, then it mars the surface and you can never get it correct again. So I figured double-sided adhesive for the win on that one. Alright, so let's see. Oh, these just match up. This layer is pretty much right on. So that's good. And then this one I cut it out of the middle there because I was like, I'm not going to waste this beautiful paper. Let's see. We have to find the right lumpy bumpies. And this layer just follows right around the outside edge. Look at what a cool 3D look that gives. That's really awesome. I'm just going to squish this with my block. Make sure we are squished. Alright, and now this heart. And can I get it in the middle, folks? We will see. Not too shabby. That's so cute. Alright, now we have to think about putting these. I don't really know if we need too many either. I think just the two. I'll just put a little spot of glue. Little spot of glue. But I do kind of want to leave them footloose and fancy free so that it doesn't look so flat. I'm gonna have to change up my plan for the back of that. If it was flat, I would just peel and stick that, but I think it's gonna be lumpy bumpy. Let's cut a little piece from my Big Mama foam tape. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel this, hopefully. Alright, I would have stuck the foam tape right to this, but this is really shiny, so I don't think that that is going to work. Alright, so I'm going to put the foam tape on this, and here's a trick. I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool, and it will take off the extra stick that's exposed, which will be good because otherwise like everything will stick to that and it'll be gross. It'll be like your cat hair and all that good stuff. And the recipient will be like, what is this? It's just extra decoration, that's all. Alright, let's see. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Ooh. I wonder if we need to like I don't know. I think it'll be too much. But then I think it's not enough. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Alright. I think I like that. There. Hooray. Alright, I think I need to put a sentiment on here. Let's see. This is the Simply Said. And then there's also this one that's really cute. This is the Postage Collage Seals. And it's the Sealed with Love. I'll go with this one. I like the Hello Friend. Alright, I think I'm gonna give this a stamp in Vintage Photo. And I'm going to use the oxide because I want it to sit on top of all of the inking that we did, and I don't want to like reactivate the other things. Oh my gosh, the font on this is wonderful. Look at how cute this is. Oh, holy cow. Alright. And that will need a second to dry since it's the pigment ink. I think while we're waiting, we can figure out what we want to do for the inside. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5. Look at these butterflies. Ugh. They're from the Postage Collage Wild Butterflies set. And I love them. I didn't think about this little trail here, but I kind of like this big one. And that is new, so I'm just rubbing the factory residue off with my finger. I'm just trying to pick what would be good for this. I think Victorian velvet. Alright, so that's good coverage for that. Alright, and this again, I'm just gonna go around with what I have here. Okay. Alright, let's get this put together. Look at this. It is just so precious. I love it. Alright. There we are. That's so pretty. And then I'm going to put this in here with some temporary, because I don't usually like to put this in here until I write it, because I mess up, and I'd rather just redo this than have to fuss with the card. So there is our inside. Okay, so here is our beautiful vintage looking card, and we used lots of cool things on this one. We used the Waffle Flower Postage Collage Wild Butterflies for the inside. We used the Simply Said for the sentiment. We had the wax seal die. And let's see what else. The envelopes die, which is this weird thing here. So I think that is it. If you found value in today's video, I would really love to have you as a subscriber. If you could hit that button, it greatly helps out my channel. Come join me over on Facebook. I post cards, videos, and any crafty sales I come across. And join me over on my new blog. It is at egidesigns.com. So I hope to see you there. Thank you very much for stopping by today. I hope you have a great day. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and take care. Bye-bye. Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.